Patrol may need us to manoeuvre around at any.
That's Melbourne CBD. And like now, so Canberra is our second animal park. Alright. After that, we are going to